Weltensprung, ke pupa plaka boom, piki iki, kupa kappa, iki lupi, Holsterman Fedorov, peace niece, Gravel, Rubel, Sprangle, Sprinkle Sprangle.
I'm sorry, he got away from me. What did I tell you about wandering off? Get back here.
Welcome to...
No, let me. You always.
I do not.
Do so.
Do not.
Hello, and welcome to...
Welcome to the William A. Robinson
Theater. And at this time, we please ask that you silence all electronic devices.
because it's 1840-something and we don't know what a telephone is yet.
A what?
See what I mean? Also, all photography and video recording is strictly prohibited.
Video?
Don't worry about it.
Please, take a moment to stash all food.
Food? Who has food? Where? Is it pork?
Because we like pork. But only on Thursdays.
And today isn't Thursday. It's Saturday.
Please, no food in the theater.
But does anyone have any cabbage, borscht, cheese? No? Well, let's get on with the show then.
Two players.
Proudly presents
The Government Inspector. A government inspector? Where's the government inspector? Is he here? Are you the government inspector? Does the mayor know? The judge? We should tell someone. Thank you.
And enjoy the show.
Anton Antonovich, no time for niceties, ladies and gentlemen. A government inspector is on the way from town.
Government inspector?
Here? A government inspector incognito and with secret instructions.
An inspector from the capital?
Coming to our town?
Just when things were going so well. I know, but I had a premonition. Last night I dreamt I was at work in my study when something caused me to look up from my desk. There at that window were two sniveling rats. They stared at me, their eyes burning into my soul. And then they slithered inside, sniggered an evil laugh, and stole away as they had come.
Were they the rats from Shapinski's? Because the rats from Shapinski's are enormous, even for Shapinski's.
Oh, I tell you, it was a nightmare!
You hope it was a nightmare. Those rats from Shapinski's.
How did you come into possession of this information about an inspector?
I received a letter from Jakob, my brother-in-law. It reads, Dear Anton Antonovich, an inspector has been sent to investigate various provinces with a special emphasis on towns in your district. I know that you are an honest public servant whose selfless sacrifice would humble a nun. But even the incorruptible have been known to cut corners when the world is round. Beware this inspector, for he may turn up at any moment, in any guise. In other news, your sister has gained so much weight, I've taken up the cello so I'll have something smaller to hold on to. To think how smug I was when they lowered the boom on some other mayor, some other town.
But why us? Why now?
I know why. The country's on the brink of war, and the government wants to see if we're prepared for an invasion.
But who would invade us? We're in the middle of nowhere, right out of town in any direction. You won't hit a border for years.
It would be too obvious to invade at the border. A really crafty enemy would invade in the middle.
The point isn't why he's coming. The point is he is coming, and we've got to prepare. First, that new hospital we got so much money to build, how many patients are there at present?
None. The rooms are so small we can't even get the beds through the doors. Your cousin, the contractor, never fully grasped the concept of scale.
Well, get a carpenter and build some beds inside the rooms.
What size patients shall we put them in? These are tiny rooms we're talking about.
How tiny?
Pesky the dwarf would be able to squeeze in if he squats.
All right, then empty the kindergarten and put kids in the room. Then change the sign over the door so it reads Children's Hospital.
What about our good doctor? I know we got a good deal from the exchange program from whatever country he's from, but no one can understand a word he says.
Weltensprung, ke pupa plaka boom.
If he doesn't speak the language, how does he treat the patients?
Oh, we've had to do away with treatment. The current policy is if a patient's meant to recover, he recovers pretty good. But if a patient's meant to die, he dies rather quickly.
And the good doctor here goes along with this policy?
The nurses taught him a sentence.
Let nature take its course.
It works surprisingly well with the more religious patients.
Next, the judiciary. Judge, your court is full of shit.
That is a matter of opinion.
I am talking about the geese your bailiff is raising in the jury box. The place is hip, high, and dumb. I want them out.
But the goslings are about to hatch, and the noise they make when they come out of their shells is so cute. I'll have my bailiff see to them at once.
And tell him to sober up while he's at it. The other morning, he said hello in my face. I was drunk for the rest of the day.
He can quit the bottle, but the smell's here to stay. When he was an infant, his nursemaid hid spirits in her bosom, and whenever she got confused, he was breastfed a pint of vodka. He's reeked of the stuff ever since.
Thank you. That was very attractive. Next, the school.
What's wrong with the school?
Oh, the school's fine. The problem's the teacher. The mumbling one with the stammer and the stutter.
The speech instructor?
Last week, I saw him at the blackboard rearranging the letters of the Tsar's name to spell dirty words. I want him fired.
Fired? You can't fire a teacher. Have you ever read a 10-year contract? It's not possible.
Don't you have a morals clause?
Last week, I found the poetry instructor in the lavatory with 3 farm girls and a goat. And I had to write him an apology because I didn't knock.
All right. Send the teachers out to the woods and tell them to come up with a new curriculum. We'll never see the bastards again. Last issue, what I'll call unlicensed entrepreneurial spirit.
Excuse me, are we talking about bribes? Because if we're talking about bribes, I admit I always rule in favor of whichever side offers me the most. But I never take money. I only take it in farm animals and game.
A bribe is a bribe.
Not if you eat it.
It's a bribe if you eat it. It's a bribe if you drink it. It's a bribe if it tells you, it's always been attracted to powerful men, but has another appointment at 8.
Is it a bribe if you wear it like a silk shawl or a floppy new hat with a big feather?
If you're referring to my wife, I will remind you that she is obliged to accept the occasional ceremonial trinket. At least she and I believe it.
Can I help it if I'm a free thinker?
If they found out the kinds of things you think in St. Petersburg, you'd find out how free you are. The cells of the Tsar are filled with atheists like you.
The fact that I'm an agnostic has no bearing on my ability to see all sides of every argument.
I thought you were an atheist.
I was, but it didn't leave me room to maneuver. As an agnostic, I'm open to the highest bidder.
We're all guilty, only the particulars are different. A litigant wins his case if he lets the judge ingest the odd chicken or the odd goose.
And look at the price I paid.
A failing student is made head of the class if his father donates a new gymnasium.
And we have these 6 finest gymnasiums in the school district.
A patient is given a better room if he drops a kopeck on the admitting desk.
And if he's small enough.
Forgive my tardiness, everyone. You've heard the news, no doubt, about the government inspector.
How'd you find out about it at the post office?
I opened your letter. Not for anything bad. I just wanted to see what was in it.
What's your assessment of the situation?
Yes, tell us who you think will invade us.
I don't know, but I hope it's the French. What I would give to be invaded by Frenchmen.
How long have you been opening my letters?
I open everyone's mail. It's nothing personal. Your mother died. Sorry.
You open every letter that comes through your office?
Oh, yes.
Do you keep a letter?
Usually I keep the letters.
Your Excellency.
Mayor!
I have news.
No, I have news.
It would be my news.
We did not.
You lie.
I do not.
You do.
I don't.
You do, and you know you do.
If one of you doesn't tell me what happened right now, I'll have you both arrested for being irritating.
A government inspector
Inspectors investigating our town.
We know that.
You do?
How do you find out?
The postmaster.
Gossip is fun.
So, you know about the inspector from St. Petersburg?
Yes, of course, you idiots!
And the secret instructions and the incognito?
Yes, of course, you stupid black idiots!
And that he's at the inn even as we speak?
Repeat that.
The government inspector,
He's at the inn.
as we speak.
Start at the beginning.
Well, Pyotr Ivanovich and I had agreed to meet at the blacksmith's at 11. But when we got to the blacksmith's, we ran into the innkeeper's wife.
She's pregnant. Did you know she and Vlad are hoping she gives birth to a little Inky?
She better hope she doesn't give birth to a little blacksmith.
And she reminded us about the lunch special at the inn.
It's Thursday, so it's the pork.
So we go to the inn. We sit down at our usual tables when Vlad comes up to us and says,
We do Vlad. You always do Vlad with the less.
just with the F words.
Say, so Vlad says.
So Vlad says,
Excuse me, gentlemen, but I must see to this fellow from the city. And in walks,
the man himself. But not handsome,
but not ugly, not flashy.
but not dowdy, well-cut coat.
City shoes,
Strolls in as if
he owned the place.
Did he act like an inspector?
did he ever.
He passes by our table and says, I can tell you like the pork.
I can tell that seeing you walk down the street.
So we nod.
We say, yes, yes, we do like the pork.
And what's he do?
He writes it down.
When did he get to the inn? This morning?
He's been here about a week.
What's the stamp on this letter say?
15th of the month.
This month or last month?
Well, it got here, didn't it?
You held on to this information for over a month!
I just opened it today. We had a backlog.
He's been here a week! Svetsunov, what have I done this week?
Evicted the corporal's widow. Jailed the corporal's widow for vagrancy. Flogged the corporal's widow.
Not so bad. All right, all we have to do is clean up everything we haven't already cleaned up for whatever reason we haven't already given. Post an officer at every corner. Where's the tall one? Pugovitsin?
The drunk. Ha! He went on a drunk and disturbance and he came back drunk.
Well, throw a bucket of water on him.
We did. The bucket knocked him out.
All right. Then dress Flagel the mute boy in Pugovitsin's uniform and march him past the inspector's window at 3-minute intervals. Every time he turns the corner, give him a new hat and wig. The inspector will think we have the largest police force in the whole country. And we mustn't leave any eyes so it's left unattended. That decrepit fence that's falling down outside Kapotkin's shop, tear it down and throw it into the dump.
We don't have a dump.
Then where has everyone been dumping their trash?
Behind the fence at Kropotkin.
All right, then, keep the fence, tear down Kropotkin's. From now on, that's the dump. Anything else that's falling down or decrepit, put a sign on it that says, Men at Work. Future site of something much better than whatever's here now. You, go back to the post office and open every letter that I've already opened. Any complaint written to the capital, I want her to me at once.
Sir, we are the Postal Service. It'll be diverted in due time.
Get my hat and sword.
What are you going to do?
Form a delegation. It's time we met this fellow. I need someone who can identify him. The only one I want with me is you.
What about me?
I thought he was you. I need someone who can point this man out. What's his name?
Hlestakov.
Hlestakov. God above, I swear on the life of my wife and my daughter's virginity. You get me out of this one, and I swear I'll never take a bribe. On a Sunday, in church ever again. Oh. Let's show this government inspector the kind of town he's dealing with.
Anton! Anton! Oh, you made us miss everything primping in front of your mirror. When will you learn? Real beauty is natural.
Mother, if they scraped off all the makeup you wear, they'd find a head underneath the size of a walnut.
I know it's a hat box, I know! Why are you dressed like a lampshade in a whorehouse?
I am attired to greet the government inspector.
How'd you find out?
I have an understanding with the Postal Service. So, what sort of an officer is he? Who's his family? How much money does he have?
Why are you so concerned with his pedigree?
If you hadn't noticed, our daughter is in need of a husband. And I won't have her marrying some idiot with a big forehead. No offense, Pyotr Ivanovich.
Pyotr Ivanovich has the forehead. I have the lip.
Now isn't the time to worry about Marya's happiness. I have to stick my finger in a lot of dikes today, and I don't need either of you to do anything that could bring shame, disaster, or the wrath of the Tsar upon us. You understand me, O unforeseen outcome of my human youth?
Yes, Papa.
You understand me, O cold and clotted thing that used to be humid?
Uh-huh.
Good. Hats! Now let's go.
Marya, why don't you go upstairs and put on something fetching and snug that shows off a little skin?
I promised Father I wouldn't do anything to bring shame upon us.
And I promised to love, honor, and obey him, and look where that got me. A town where people eat soup with their hands. Now hurry, hurry.
I hate you, Mother. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
Go back posing now.
I wasn't posing! I was making sure I looked presentable on the one day after which I shall no longer be able to present myself to anyone. Ever again!
Oh yeah, you're gonna end it all rather than bring shame upon your good name.
You don't believe I'll kill myself?
Not so long as there's a mirror left in Russia. Not so long as there's one soft bed, one bottle of brandy, and one woman who still believes men can change.
Osip, I'm at the end of my tether. That cavalry officer down in the bar took everything I had in one roll of the dice. I have bought my cufflinks, my stipend, my cane, and I still can't scrape up enough to buy a meal or pay for this ghastly little room. Now this innkeeper says he won't let me reside on credit anymore. Should I not kill myself?
No, you make a good argument.
I'm sorry to leave you like this, Osip. You're my only friend. You know that?
I'm not your friend. I'm your servant.
Well, you've behaved like a friend.
You've misunderstood the signals.
My father hoped some time away from the city would change me for the better. I vowed to him, I'll live frugally. I will sleep under the stars. The only stars I slept under were those carnival twins from Pinsk. Oh, why do I always have to have the best rooms, the best carriages, drinks for everyone, charge it to me? When will I learn?
You won't. You're gonna kill yourself. Here, let me help you.
But there must be some meaning I can gain from this. Even now, at the end, moments before my personal oblivion.
No, life is short. Then you kill yourself.
But the truth must be known that I'm nothing but a low-level government clerk from Saratov whose poor father has indulged in far too often, and whose tongue, once loosed by liquor, can't help but exaggerate his station.
Trust me, I'll spread the word once you're gone.
But isn't killing myself taking the coward's way out?
No, you're being very brave. Here, let me do it for you.
Perhaps I must suffer first.
Fine, but first I'll leave a painful wound. Then I'll beat you to death with a rod.
No, Osip, you're too kind. No!
We do this every day.
From now on, no more drinking, no more gambling, no more the pretense that I'm better than I am. From this point forth, I shall lead a simple, honest, courageous life. Ah!
What do you think you're doing? If I was as tall as a real person, you would have killed me.
Then your diminutive stature is as fortuitous as your sudden entrance. Because I'm quite hungry.
My master already told you, if you don't pay the bill, you can't eat the food. You owe 200 rubles for room, meals, and liquor. And that doesn't count the bullet holes.
Have I not explained that I'm awaiting a large check from my rich father to erase all my debts?
And have I not explained that I'm awaiting a glistening Cossack to rumple my love bed? No money, no food. If you don't pay, they'll send for the authorities and put you in jail.
I must hold my temper and keep to my newfound humility. Peasant, tell your master that sustenance freely given is an act of charity that shineth its goodness on he who giveth as much as for he for whom it is given it. Tell him maybe a stinking little swine like him can go without food for days, but most people can't feed off their fat like a hog in heat. Did you get all that?
That and the spittle.
Master, I know you usually don't venture out into sunlight until it's nearly dark, but I think we should get a move on.
You don't like it here?
I'd call it a one-horse town, but the town horse died in the middle of the street 2 days ago.
As soon as I've eaten, we'll find a way back to the city. Ah, St. Petersburg, how I miss it. In St. Petersburg, if you don't have money to pay for your cab, you say, wait here, cabby. Then you dash in the front door of the house, then out back of the house, and so long as it's not a house you actually live in, you're fine.
Master says this is the last time.
Tell your master I'm grateful, and that I'm sorry I slapped him in front of the staff. I should have done that. I should have slapped him in private. Now, what happened?
It's Thursday, so we say it's 4.
This has teeth marks in it.
You're lucky it doesn't have the teeth.
Someone already ate this.
Well, the pig didn't bite itself.
What else is there?
Cabbage pie, cabbage soup, something, brown made with cabbage, and cabbage.
Here now, I went from table to table at lunchtime noting what other people were eating, and none of them were given this slop.
You don't want it.
No, no. I won't let you foist this on unsuspecting guests. It's so tough I can barely chew it.
You're obviously not the first person to have said that.
I better check this cabbage to see if it's gone bad. Well, it's impossible to tell if cabbage has gone bad. The soup's actually rather good, but surely it's chicken.
No.
Then why does it have feathers in it?
Because the rats in the kitchen like to wear feathers.
The mayor's here to see the gentleman.
So bring him up.
You bring him up.
I don't take orders from you. I'm your mother.
And I'm your master's wife. So I'm not below you anymore.
You want someone you've been below to bring him up? Call the blacksmith. I I'd tell your husband just whose anvil you got in there, but you never know when you're gonna need horseshoes.
I hate you, Mother! I hate you! I hate you!
Did she say the mayor's coming? To see me?
There's police outside too.
Police?
See that one? He and his 3 twin brothers have been by 6 times.
That's, 18 policemen. They're here to arrest me for non-payment of bills and slackness. If only I had time to reload my pistol. How can I kill myself now?
You could finish the soup.
I'll reload my pistol. Osip, put this off until I can finish this.
Right.
Ivan Andreyevna, Hlestakov. Is your master in?
Well, that depends on a lot of variables.
Get out of my way.
No, wait, don't!
Sir?
Sir?
Sir,
Sir?
sir, my friend couldn't make it.
Would you like to sit? We prefer to stand.
I insist.
Oh, we'll sit. I'm Anton Antonovich, Bosniak Mayor, and this is Piotr Ivanovich Dobchinsky, one of our local landowners.
We like pork.
They're trying to put me off my guard by employing pork based on settlers.
He's trying to throw me off balance by speaking to this wall. My spies found me over from the capital.
Oh, I am, yes, from the capital, very.
Traveling about,
From town to town.
seeing sights.
Here and there.
And you've been in our municipality a whole week?
Actually, I haven't seen much of the town beyond this room.
Oh, well, we were hoping to entice you out of this room to see some of the sights you might have missed.
Such as...
Oh, the hospital, the school, the jail.
No!
He's so firm, so commanding.
I think I like myself.
He's obviously a man with a quick trigger. I must assuage him somehow.
He's obviously a man who enjoys swarming with his prey. I must throw myself upon his mercy. Good sir, before you go further, this is not what I
You hoped to find you came to our town, I know. But when I heard that you were at the inn...
How did you know I was here?
Oh, well,
Vlas told us.
What was that?
Vlas told us.
Is there someone inside you?
Hello.
Heavens, there are 2 of you. Down at lunch, I thought I was hallucinating. How do people tell you apart?
I'm the one with the broken nose.
What we were trying to say is Vlas the Innkeep told us about you.
he did. So you see, I had to come over straight away.
Understand me. And every other time I visit, there haven't been any problems, so long as I have money in my pocket.
Money in his pocket. He's letting me know he takes bribes.
Perhaps if I confess to owing that 200 rubles, he'll go easy on me. I see you've quite the constabulary patrolling outside. Is this your normal practice?
When dealing with a case such as yours.
And what do you imagine might be the outcome of such a case?
Oh, well, I'd imagine there might be a price to pay.
And this price. If I were to confess that the amount is 200 rubles, you'd say...
Take it. Call it a loan.
A loan.
That's right.
We loan money to everyone who comes through our town. That's what we put on our welcome sign. The town that loans.
You're giving this to me.
Legally, no. In actuality, yes. It's a new reimbursement program we've instated to bring tourists and business people to our locality. Sort of, if you're willing to come, we'll pay you to be here. If there's any other costs you've managed to incur on your stay, we'd be happy to defray those as well.
Well, the lunch isn't paid for.
You ordered the soup with feathers?
Oh my Jesus, they gave him the rat soup! Sir, I apologize. I apologize for the inn, for the staff, for the whole town.
Because of the soup.
Our town is known for our soup. Before it was the town that loans, it was Soup Town. Sir, you and I are men of the world.
What about these 2?
lunch, I'd say it was at least another 200 rubles.
200?
3 then. 4 and 2 more to cover the tip.
Are you still here?
Good woman, go below and tell your master he's to prepare a special repast for this gentleman. Salmons, cutlets, potatoes, cheese, figs, pear, cream, and your best wine. Red, white?
Yes.
Who's gonna pay?
It's on the house.
Whose house? Yours? You don't pay your bills either.
The city will pay for it. Now get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here!
That was impressive.
Yes, he's never better than when he's shouting at women.
I appreciate the offer of lunch, but the food they set up before, the place really should be cited.
Well, consider it done. There will be a citation and a fine. As a matter of fact, we'll close down the whole kitchen.
That might be going a bit too far.
No. Not for a man of your stature. If only. No. I can't. Suddenly I find myself so shy. If only you would do me the honor of staying.
With me. Would there be other people there?
Oh, yes. Several. The guest room is quite large, and my wife's looking willing out. And it's getting late, and there will be bandits on the road, and I'll wager you don't have a pistol on you.
How can I refuse such generous and improbable people? It would be my pleasure.
Splendid.
Well, a free lunch, a visit to theirs, and new friends. And to think, I thought you came here because I slapped you.
Tell you what, we'll go downstairs, eat lunch, close down the kitchen, then we'll all slap the innkeep.
Putting out the spittoon. Grusha, our guest is a cultural and sophisticated gentleman from the capital. Put out the crystal spittoon.
Better?
Much.
I still prefer the black.
Oh, well, just think of yellow as a very light shade of black.
And you're wearing pink.
Pink makes a man think of youth and beauty and the blush of a rose on a summer's day.
Mother, the blush is off the rose, and the rose is off the bush.
I won't have that kind of talk when the inspector arrives. Men don't like a woman with a tongue like yours.
Oh, really? Ask around.
Andreyevna.
Greeting, Andreyevna.
What is that on your nose?
A bandage.
He was listening at a keyhole.
With your nose? You are stupid, aren't you?
You're looking very lovely today, Marya Antonovna.
Go away.
Okay.
So, what's he like, this man from St. Petersburg?
Oh, very cultured, very sophisticated.
Does he speak French?
He has the look of a man who can speak French.
And if not, I bet he speaks Russian in a French accent.
What difference does it make to you? You don't speak French.
Of course I do. Un peu. So, what else do you know about him? Is he married?
He hasn't mentioned a wife.
Then again, I've never met a man away from home who did.
I'll find out. I can spot an available man from 1,000 yards with the sun in my eyes.
I'm like that with cheese.
This one says he works for the fellow who's coming to stay.
Where's the guest room?
I told him we don't have a guest room. Nonsense. It's the one that looks like the room my husband and I sleep in. Grusha will have the footman take me. What footman? The footman who looks like you. My good man, I'm not asking quite high up in terms of status, isn't he?
He'd be loath to admit just how high.
Rank?
Very.
Has he known the joys of the conjugal bed?
By himself or with others?
What kind of eyes does he like in a woman?
But it's not a requirement.
That's a good joke, Mayor!
Je suis fatiguée dans mon derrière. Entrez, pour favor. Open the door.
This takes us to a different level entirely. And that's a pink dress.
Bienvenue toi, moi, my son petit.
Wife? Yes.
And this is our daughter, Marya.
Hello.
Give him your hand.
Hello, here's my Diana.
And, Grusha, our maid.
I know, Grusha. You'll never wash that hand again.
Never will, never have.
Would you like to sit?
Would I? This has been quite the afternoon. None of the other towns I went to showed me anything.
We took our friend here on a little tour.
And what did you like the most of our many attractions?
The hospital, maybe. Crouching down to look in at all those little sick kids in their kennels. You will be able to cure them, won't you?
Let nature take its course.
Wise wisdom.
And what else did you like?
The sports building with the little school attached. That was impressive. But why was that goat roaming the halls?
He's our valedictorian.
Well, that'll show the naysayers. Oh, and I can't leave out the courthouse. I do apologize for lighting my cigar inside. The fellow who got fired, is he all right?
My bailiff, yes, he was put out almost immediately.
Never seen somebody go up that fast. Struck the match and whoosh! 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 Do tell your bailiff I enjoyed the snack he made before he burst into flames. What was it again?
Goose liver.
Delicious.
Well, there's a lot more where that came from.
And all of this falls under the mayor's purview.
Oh, why, yes. In a town this size, everything is the mayor's business.
It does seem a lot for one man. How do you manage it all?
Oh, work, brains, God. Often I'll lie awake at night and pray, oh God, how can I be a better mayor? How can I better supervise city services and cut bureaucratic waste and fraud? I don't ask for a reward, God, like a district-wide post or the Order of St. Vladimir. No, God. As long as the patients in the hospital are cured of their serious but exceedingly short diseases, as long as the dead animals that die in the street aren't left out in the sun for too long, as long as there's an acceptably low level of public urination, what else reward need I?
And if God is still listening after all that, does he grant you this lack of reward you so fervently don't ask for?
Oh, I don't think about it. Public service is a calling, and I am the one who heard it call.
Sweet! Come and get it!
You don't have to tell me about government work. I have a position myself. I even write about it sometimes.
Oh, what sort of things do you write?
Oh, just little poems and verses to help pass time in the office.
Would you favor us with one?
Wait! Stop! Think a while.
Where? Oh, where did I put that? File!
A sophisticated gentleman stuck in a country backwater.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, me? Oh, well, it's not so bad. Especially when the country has such nice topography. The rounded hills and deep, mossy glens. Would you all excuse me a moment? Of course.
By all means.
Second door on your left.
He won't say. He's keeping up this pretense of being a clerk in some obscure no place on his way to see his father in Saratov.
Well, he has to say that. He's incognito.
There must be some way to make him spill the beans.
Well, my bailiff filled him with 6 mugs of beer. You would think that would have made him spill something.
I hinted around. I tried to give him an opening.
Well, I'll give him an opening.
What was that?
Nothing, love you.
He's coming back! Quick, act like we weren't talking about him.
Take another one of those beers.
Au contraire, no c'est que ça pour tout. Anton, make our guest a cordial, would you?
Certainly. I'm sorry, I really do have to say no. The truth is, too much imbibing and who knows what secrets I'll divulge.
Oh, but this isn't what I would call imbibing. This is just one of our locally brewed wines.
I'm still not sure I should.
Oh, but this is the time that we always make our daily toast to the Tsar. The Tsar.
The Tsar, eh? Well, can't say no to a toast to him, can I? And sings just a tiny glass.
To the Tsar!
The Tsar!
Tiziki!
The Zdоровья. Well, what do you think?
Viscous and yet so bubbly.
Leave anything in the spittoon long enough, it ferments.
Anton, our guest glass is empty.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, but this is the time that we always make our daily toast to the Tsarina.
The Tsarina, to the Tsarina. Looks like the Tsar, only she doesn't wear a dress.
To the Tsarina. Looks like the Tsar, only she doesn't wear a dress. And of course, this is the time that we always make our daily toast to the Tsar's father, the late Tsar.
Oh, yes, to the late Tsar. He was a good Tsar, but late. As was his father, the late Tsar, and to the many late Tsars before him, and those who came before the ones after that.
To the late Tsar! The late Tsar! He was a good Tsar, but was late. The many late Tsars who came before, after that.
Bring on the hard stuff!
To Russia!
The place we walk on!
We walk here!
This is the best town I've visited on my whole trip! Yes! One week, another the next, some of the vilest filth pits I've ever seen! Mud and dirt that gets wet and turns into mud. Some towns I'd been and I'd never go back.
You wouldn't give them a second chance.
I wouldn't give them a first one if I'd been there before.
It all sounds terrible.
It is! But luckily for me, I have my diversions. My writing.
Yes, your poems.
Not just prose, too. Plays and novels.
Oh, you didn't mention them before.
Humble humility.
Would we have read anything of yours?
Well, see, I don't write under my own name. Nom de plume.
Your nom de plume? Nom de plume is my favorite author.
If I'm your favorite author, then have you read The Wealth of Nations?
I haven't, no.
That was mine. Sense and Sensibility.
No.
Me neither. What about Eugene Onegin?
You mean Yevgeny Onegin? By Pushkin?
Hey, I'm not saying Pushkin didn't write some of it. We were strolling along the Nevsky one day, and I said, Push, how's the book? Ivan, I'm so blocked. Long story short, the duel, mine. You loved me, but I didn't love you. Now I love you, and you can't have me, bit. Mine. Royalties and reviews, him. But I don't begrudge. He's working on another one now, by himself. I just hope it's good enough. Yes, I wrote them all, and the strain is beginning to show. The pressures, the demands, the dinners, the teas, the opera openings and sculpture lunches. We once had a ball in my house. It's a big ballroom. Well, it's a big house. Actually, the ballroom is bigger than the house. That's because the architect was a dancer. Anyhow, we had a 700-pound watermelon.
No.
700-pound watermelon. And most of it's water, just a tiny bit of its melon. After we ate it, I made the Rhine into a swimming pool. My frenzy conference, I am too extravagant. It's the only way I can find life and beauty to balance the demands of the department. That's what we call it, you know. A department. We can never call it by its full name. It takes too long and be too scary. The department of... Or the department of... Oh, no, you don't! Oh, but it doesn't matter how high up the ladder you climb up, how many times the stars award you a medal, or a kiss on both cheeks. He's a wonderful kisser, this eye. It doesn't matter, because really, the people don't care. The people out there, guzzling their swill and feeding their food and looking only for themselves. Their selfish, self-centeredness makes a highly placed government official with immunity from prosecution want to lurch from his palace and scream at the faceless masses. You stupid faceless masses! Why don't you have faces? Are you stupid? You don't deserve the despotic tyranny we give you! You deserve a much lower level of despotic tyranny! Abandon, O ye who enter me! For I am he shall uncover all crimes and mete out the fearful punishment! Why are you all staring at me?
I can't make out a heartbeat.
Get back! Don't step on him, for God's sake!
Should we have the doctor examine him?
Are you mad, woman? You want to kill him?
I got you.
Oh, would you like to sit?
Sit? Never. Why, I can go on like this.
Are you all right?
Fine. Just maybe lie down a little while. You need to go place your head as an upside down. Then, more goose and more pork and more toasts. Charge it to me, Ivan Andreyevna Hlestakov.
cold for 12 hours.
Well, the man deserves his rest. He writes poems, he throws parties, he runs the country and kisses the Tsar.
You don't think some of that was exaggerated by his being, drunk?
Oh, you know what they say, in vino veritas.
And vino or not, his veritas was very impressive. There was something so wild about the way he kept looking at me.
He wasn't looking at you. He was looking at me.
Why would he be looking at you?
I'm sure he looked at both of you. When he talked about hills and forests, he was looking at you. When he talked about 700-pound watermelons, he was looking at you. What I don't understand is this fellow has such power, yet he walks around like some sort of gelatinous, unformed baby thing. Oh, take you back to a time when frightening people were actually frightening, and people who were stupid wore signs.
Master's still out cold?
Oh, he's getting his beauty rest.
Yeah, it's a wonder he's ever awake.
So, tell us, do so many counts and princes really call on your master?
Come again?
Do so many counts and princes really call on your master at his soirees, in his ballroom, in his palace, where he entertains aristocrats from his literary and political circles?
How should I respond? Since I don't know the details of my master's fabrications, I must be cautious in how I answer, lest it do my master harm. Yes, they come all the time. He's the most powerful man in Russia.
Oh, I knew it! I bet he's intimate with kings and queens.
Kings, queens, jacks, aces. That's his snore. I better check if he's all right. One time I didn't turn him over and he sucked up the whole mattress.
Give him our regards.
Oh, and for Marya, a kiss.
Sure, put it here.
It's just a figure.
Come on, do it. Lips that long, you could have kissed them yourself.
Mashenka, I think it's time you and I had that mother-daughter talk I've been putting off.
You're going to tell her about the birds and the bees now? That's like handing ammunition to a sniper! What do you think you're doing?
You ordered me to make loud sounds so as to scare off the perpetrator and or warn him so he has time to get away.
Well, forget your training. The rules are changing even as we speak. Starting now, I want every road going out and coming into town closed off immediately. No one gets in or out without my say-so.
Yes, sir. No one gets in or out without your say-so unless they pay me.
What's the matter with you?
I'm sorry, sir. It's hard getting used to the new rules.
The town is to be closed off completely. The same goes for this house. Any merchants or busybodies try to come in here to complain or present a petition, kick them down the steps.
Yes, sir.
Any news on Hugo Vitzen?
Still drunk.
A fixed star in a storm-tossed world.
Thank God he's not come down yet.
Yes, it gives us a moment to collect our thoughts.
I don't see why you're all so frightened.
You didn't see what he was like yesterday.
It was like the Inquisition. Strict.
It's very simple, everyone. If we want him to go easy on us, we must provide a little incentive.
Are we talking about bribes again? Because I'm not used to this sudden embrace of euphemism.
Well, we must be able to claim innocence if questioned. We can't be overt about it.
Well, the one thing we can't do is to bribe him en masse.
Why not?
We'd be witnesses.
Aren't we witnesses now?
We haven't done anything illegal yet. It's only illegal if we go through with it.
So it's a crime in retrospect?
The beauty of the law.
Why don't we say we received an envelope full of money with his name on it, and there's no return address?
If it was his name on the envelope, how do we know there was money inside?
I opened the letter. Why does everyone look at me like that's such a problem?
So, which one of us should approach him first?
Why don't one of you do it? You're men of science.
The language barrier makes it too dangerous. But I have taught the good doctor 3 phrases to say on my signal. For example, if the inspector were to ask about the children he saw at the hospital yesterday.
Children sick no more, kids up and about.
And if he were to ask about the recurrence of disease.
It don't have chance.
And then, when we're ready to go, I'll say he has to attend an expected mother at Hlestakov's dairy.
The cow going have baby.
What could possibly go wrong?
That's him!
Hi!
Go! Out of the way!
Get in the closet.
I'm having memories of my childhood.
Let's each of us go out one at a time.
Well, hurry though. The hospital director's pressing against me with his knee.
That's not my name.
What a good night's rest. This isn't a bad time after all. It's nice to know there are still places in this world where people will give you whatever you want just because they like you. I wish I could get a few minutes alone with the mayor's daughter. She has that sullen, come sultry look of I don't care if you live or die. It really says, I want you, but I can't be bothered to move my facial muscles.
Pardon intrusion, Lieutenant Typing, Judge of the Court.
Ah, yes, you were here last night when I was
A bit under the weather.
I'm afraid I have a low tolerance for mixing beer, wine, vodka, and garbage.
This is harder than I thought. It's one thing to be bribed, but to bribe is a complete inversion of thinking.
I have no idea why he's come, but I'll pretend to be interested. So, how long have you been a judge? Since you were little?
I won my first election 20 years ago.
Ah, and you've been re-elected ever since.
Well, we stopped having elections after that first one, but this is agony. I must find a way to slip him the money without taking notice. Oh, well, look!
Hey, 200 rubles. And it's wet, like it was inside the paw of a sweating yeti. And it fits. Now, tell the truth. Is this money yours?
Now, where would a judge get money like this to walk around with?
I don't know. I suppose you could be taking bribes. I mean, there are worse crimes, of course. It's not like you're an atheist.
Pardon?
Last night, when the mayor was going on about how he consults God about municipal issues, I was skeptical. But since then, I have developed a deeper understanding of the working of his munificence. What must it be like for a non-believer?
Bad. Very, very bad. Especially for one such as I, whose faith is so deep, albeit privately expressed, that were you to inquire about it around town, you would find no evidence at all.
But, you are a churchgoer, aren't you?
Church, mass, communion, confession.
Confession? What do you have to confess?
Nothing. I do volunteer confessing for those that can't make it to confession.
I didn't realize you were so spiritual.
Spiritual? Why, I have visions. Can't see my hand in front of my face for all that stigmata. As a matter of fact, this money may have come from heaven itself. Miracles do happen. Loaves, fishes, wine, rubles.
So you think I should take this?
It would be a sin not to. Well, it's been a pleasure to pass the time with one whose religious beliefs are as deeply held yet privately expressed as my own, but I must see if my crucifix has been repaired.
Go and sin no more.
Praise heaven, the Lord is good.
Well?
God helps those who help themselves. But he particularly helps those that put 200 rubles in the collection plate.
More new friends! Don't tell me. You take care of that school for athletes and you run the hospital for little people.
And this is our good doctor.
Ah, and how are those tiny tots today?
Children sick no more, kids up and about.
Wonderful, doctor, but something dawned on me. All your patients are children. What happens to the grown-up population if it gets sick?
It don't have chance?
The good Dr. Jess, employing that modern sense of humor that characterizes the caring profession.
Oh.
Doctor's gotta come quick. The innkeeper's wife's in labor.
The cow going have baby!
Oh. You know, I must say I envy you fellows. You have the two jobs that allow you to spend time with the two categories of people I most like to spend time with myself.
Sick people and children?
Nurses and young girls! Tell me true. Which do you like more, blondes or brunettes?
I'm a school principal.
And I bet you get the pick of the yard, you lucky bitch. Come on, get best. Which is best, the golden or the brown?
If I ignore him, I've insulted him. But if I tell the truth, I'll have to take administrative leave with pay.
Huh, I get it. Don't want to say anything in front of Mr. Muskrat Head over there, huh?
Yes, I am one of the few people who looks the same upside down as right side up.
I understand. If I lived in a town like this, I'd find it hard to be myself too. People might think I was peculiar. And I suppose I am peculiar, but that's just because of what I look like and how I behave. Say, do you have any money you could loan me?
Well, what a coincidence. I happen to have 200 rubles I was going to use to buy anesthetic and chloroform for the winter. Well, let's just cross our fingers and hope for the best.
My 200 was to buy new books for the school board meeting. But they can buy new ones just as easy.
Sir, madam, you and your institutions have been very kind. If I ever have a child that's hospitalized for a school sports injury, I hope it's in this town.
We haven't met yet. I'm Specken, the postmaster. Now I know you've chatted with my colleagues, the hospital director and his little friend, the doctor, and my associate, the principal, though I must tell you, she's growing revolutionaries in that school of hers. Why, if they could read, there'd be trouble. And the judge, oh, well, you wouldn't believe it to look at it, but Dobchinsky, that chubby landowner, every time Dobchinsky leaves that farm of his, the judge goes and visits his wife. All 9 of their children, dead ringers for the judge. Even the females. Why, if there were already so many bearded fat girls in town, they'd stand out.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you have any money you could loan me?
Why, look, an envelope with your name on it. Its contents neatly bound and in non-sequential serial numbers.
You and I should keep in touch. Give me your address and I'll write you a letter.
Oh, write anyone a letter and put in a PS. I'll get it.
Hello. It's us.
Ma, you both got them out. I can't tell you apart again.
Well, that's easy. I'm Pyotr Ivanovich.
And I'm Pyotr Ivanovich.
Yeah, that's great. Got any money you could loan me? Look, it's 300 rubles each, or 600 for the two of you.
Yeah, sure,
here's mine.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh, good.
Your Excellency, I'd like to ask your assistance in a delicate matter. You see, my son was conceived out of love, but born out of wedlock, so the little fellow legally doesn't have my name. I'd be ever grateful if you could grant the particulars of his birth some special dispensation. Here, this is his picture.
Hey, that's the judge! Meant of a benevolent God to grant your son that fat.
He is so talented. He can will anything from a block of wood, unless it's larger than the block.
Well, if there's anything I can do...
Thank you, Excellency.
I, too, have a small request. When next you're in the capital and you're at one of your soirees of Master Pushkin and the Tsar, could you, if you think it proper, if it crosses your mind, could you say, you know, I was in such and such town not too long ago, and in that town there lived a man named Pyotr Ivanovich Bobchinsky.
And?
That's it.
Just say your name?
It doesn't have to be the whole thing. It doesn't even have to be in your home. It could be in an alleyway late at night when no one's around. Here, I've written it down in case you've forgotten how to say it. Don't waste it. Wait until the time is right. Blessings, Excellency, and thank you.
Blessings and thank you. And forgive us for our existence.
I think they think I'm someone else. Oh, what did I say to them last night? That wine! Oh, I must have told them I was some official bigwig. It's a good thing I've been taking notes during this trip. This would make a nice little story for Tropichkin. He likes items like this for that column he writes in the newspaper. I better get this down on paper while it's still fresh.
What are you doing?
Writing down my thoughts.
That shouldn't take long.
Why have you brought the bags?
The coach leaves in 20 minutes. We're going to Saratov.
Oh no, I like it here. People give me things and smile when they see me.
And what happens when they find out you're not who they think you are?
Why would they find out?
Because they're not as stupid as they look.
Meaning?
Meaning they're stupid, but not as stupid as they look.
But I've got it down to a science now. I have managed to reduce the time it took to take their money from 3 minutes to 26 seconds. I could teach.
Master.
Besides, the mayor's daughter keeps throwing me contemptuous sneers. And you know what that means.
She has contempt for you?
Osip, do you know how many women I've had on this trip?
You haven't had one woman on this trip that didn't involve the exchange of money.
Are you saying those women paid to sleep with me?
It's like talking to meat. I'm saying no woman in this house would give you a leg.
How much are you willing to bet?
Let me be specific. No woman in this house who's the mayor's wife or daughter will give you a leg.
All right.
How much you got there?
Oh no, this is 2,000 rubles. With this I can start over, make good my debts, repay my father, and be no more the gambling wastrel who loses everything in one gun the cards.
Double or nothing.
Done.
And I need proof by the time you leave.
You will have it in hand. Now, I can finish off the study of time. And...
I'm sorry, Your Excellency. There's a few rabble trying to get it. I'll have on the run in a few moments.
A rabble there? More material for Tropichkin. Bring them forth.
But the mayor ordered me not to let anyone in.
And my order is to let them in.
I cannot help my nature. All right, everyone, come in and start complaining at once.
Excellency.
No. I have something to say. Trust me.
Excellency, I am Abdullin, spokesman for the merchants of the town, come to petition you about the mayor.
What's he done to you?
What has he? Everything to him is his. It can be food, it can be wine, it can be tiny little things. You don't know what they are, so tiny, yet he still takes them and never pays.
On his birthday, the mayor makes us keep our shops open all hours till he cleans his house. Twice in the calendar year he does this.
He has 2 birthdays.
He thinks we don't notice.
We figured it out. He's 112 years old.
Why don't you refuse?
Refuse the mayor? If you even hesitate to give him what he demands, he will close you down, impound your goods, and build soldiers in your house.
Last winter, my wife and children had sleep on a cold floor while a fat sergeant slept on my bed with his boots on.
Where did you sleep?
With the fat sergeant. That's not why I'm complaining.
What about you women?
Excellency, I was first.
No, you weren't.
My life is worse than yours.
I have a hump.
Enough! You.
Excellency, I am the locksmith's wife, complaining on behalf of my husband, the locksmith.
Why doesn't the locksmith complain for himself?
He's gone to the front. The mayor drafted him into the army when it wasn't his turn.
Whose turn was it?
The tailor's son.
Yes,
your son. Your drunken, whoring, slug-like, drunken slug son. But the tailor gives the mayor a new hat and a new sword, so he moves on to the next name. The draper's son.
Hey, got your nuts now.
But the draper gives the mayor's wife 3 bolts of linen, so he moves on to the next name. That's my husband. Mayor says, your husband is old. He's no use to you anymore. I say, he was no use to me when he was young. Still, I'm used to him. I beg the mayor, what will make you change your mind? Mayor says, what do you have? I say, all I have is my husband. So he takes him.
But you can't draft a married man unless there are extenuating circumstances.
He claimed my husband was a thief.
Was he?
Mayor claimed he had thieving tendencies. Called it preventative conscription.
What about you?
Someone who flogs herself.
That's what the mayor said. It was market day, and I was standing near the butcher's stall when this lady smells her meat and yells, "This meat's rotten."
My meat was good. It's her nose that's rotten.
The lady starts to shout. The butcher calls for the constable. She runs off. They take me instead and start to flog. They say confess. I say no. They put me out of my house. Say confess. I say no. They put me in jail. Say confess. Still, I will not confess. I will complain about meat.
Because you have such self-respect?
Because I'm a vegetarian.
Well, all of these are the kind of things that could get a man sent to Siberia.
What?
What did he say?
The rack, the food in the face, the scaffold, the torture chamber. He's gonna send the mayor too.
Siberia!
I didn't actually say.
You have the mayor dead and tortured? Oh, bless you.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
And now another request.
Thank you, but please go now. Osip, a little assistance, please.
All right, everyone out. Everyone out. Come on. It's not gonna help. Come on.
It's perfectly fine.
You went that way.
There's more of them trying to get in.
You still want to stay here?
If I have to, I'll walk to Svetsunov. Here, mail this to Dobchinsky at the earliest possible convenience.
Right. And remember, double or nothing, proof in hand.
Well, hello there. You know, whenever I'm in your presence, I sense a splash of excitement, a splish of expectation, a soupçon of fear and trembling. But tremble not, I just might hold the key to quell your qualms.
Trust me, you don't have my calm key.
But tell me, you must like me a little.
Let me put it this way. If you didn't exist, I wouldn't make you up.
There must be something I can say, something I can do.
Last night you said you were a poet.
Among my other talents, yes.
I want you to compose a poem about me now, out loud off the top of your head.
I see, sort of a stream of thing. All right, give it a shot. Oh!
And it has to rhyme. With my name, Marya Antonovna Skvoznik-Dumachnovsky.
Marya Antonovna Skvoznik-Dumachnovsky. Oh, Marya! Have you met Marya? If you have not, I'll bet you are sorry haven't.
To music.
I do not mean to hurry but I think there is nary a woman quite so fair as Marya. Not Natasha or Masha or Varya. Just Marya. My Marya? Oh, I wish I knew an aria from an a leper is a pariah.
Pariah.
I, Sire, Marya, Marya. Oh, Marya, oh, have you met Marya, the mayor's daughter? When she reads Evgeny or Negin, she'll really have you begging. Oh, Marya, I pray I can carry you over the threshold of love. Her eyes sparkle bright as a glittering star. She could turn any head, from a serf to a czar. For you, I would even give up my cigar. For I love you, darling Marya. And if I had my belly like her, I'd show how much I like you. And if I'm till I'm Skvoznik, Dumachnovsky. Wait 50 short years for a guy named Tchaikovsky. Therefore I love you, darling Marya.
Since that moment last night when you turned red, then white, then green. Oh, my darling, I must give myself to you at once.
Mama! It's Mama. I'll meet you down the lane at the fountain near the church behind the chapel wall. There we'll make our escape and I will treat you to every delight.
Down the lane at the fountain near the church behind the chapel wall?
Yes.
Wait, a keepsake until we meet again.
A keepsake?
Like that sash. I love that sash. I like to be that sash, to have and to hold. And if the sash slips a few inches, well, that's what sashes do.
Here, study its ways.
Ooh. Ooh. Ow.
What is the meaning of this?
We're engaged.
What?
Engaged. He says he loves me, Mama. He wants me to go to Petersburg and it's all very sudden. But it's what you've always said you wanted for me, and surely you always mean what you say.
Daughter, please remove yourself to the parlor while I chat with your Emanaurato.
So, alone at last.
Well, not really. I'm here.
Oh, you master of logic. I must confess, after being out here so long, it is a rare experience to banter amusingly with someone of such wit and intellectuality.
Out here so long?
Oh, you didn't think I was from this backwater, did you? Oh, no. I come from a different world. Mine was a cultured upbringing. We had a book, and my mother whistled. You know,
I really should be cross with you. First you flirt with me and then make love to my daughter in my own home.
My house is too far away?
Marya must have charms her mother missed.
Oh, but Marya's like you in so many ways.
Does she like me like this?
Huh? Huh? I think the back of my throat's been punctured.
What?
Oh, it's Anton. Tell him you're going through with the marriage tomorrow, but then say that you have business in another town. And meet me below the big oak tree at the church at the bend in the lane behind the inn.
Below the big oak tree at the church at the bend in the lane behind the inn?
And this will take us to St. Petersburg and beyond.
This bearskin rug.
It's where Anton keeps his bribes. He thinks I don't know.
How would you find out?
Anton was out of town. I was alone. There was a bear.
But wait, a keepsake and towing me to get him.
Oh, here, take my garter.
What are these arrows?
Think of it as a road sign.
I'm ready.
Whatever I say, follow along.
I will, my love.
Whatever I say, follow along.
I will, my love.
Oh, there you are. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. Your wife and daughter have been showing you a very good time.
Oh, not sure I like the sound of that. Excellency, I know there have been people coming in here today, and whatever they've said about me and my administration, they're all lies. The merchants are cheats, the peasants are scum, and those complaining women are women. They're all just venal malcontents who can't get up in the morning without trying to tear down the successful and good-looking.
I don't disagree in the least.
But the whole town is saying I'm being sentenced to immediate execution, followed by hard labor with no chance of parole.
A mere ruse, my friend. You have nothing to fear. That is, unless you dread the notion of me marrying your daughter.
What?
Marriage, sir. I ask for Marya's hand in wedded bliss.
Have you actually talked to Marya?
We have spoken long and learned what lies below. And in 2 weeks' time, she'll be standing next to me at the altar in St. Petersburg at the annual district governor's induction by the Tsar himself. New district governor general father-in-law to be.
I knew it. Those were the secret instructions Zbigniew wrote about. He's going to make me governor general. Governor General Anton Antonovich Skvoznik Dumanovsky.
Naturally, this must be kept under wraps. We wouldn't want to offend any of the less fortunate mayors.
Oh, of course. Hush, hush.
You can't refuse his request for my hand now, can you, Papa?
Give your consent, or I'll shoot! You'll have no one to answer to but yourself and the Tsar.
Don't. Not before you make me. Take her and may heaven bless you both.
The coach leaves in 2 minutes.
Your Excellency is leaving.
Business of the utmost secrecy and national importance. But I shall return the day after tomorrow to claim my bride. Oh, and Osip.
Master, I have a new level of respect for you.
Meaning?
I have respect for you.
Well, my constables are posted at every road, so here's a pass to speed you safely out of town.
Thank you.
Oh, but won't you be cold in that awful public coach?
Oh, he won't ride in that awful coach at all. He'll take our troika.
Horses too?
All 6. Bring them back with you, day after tomorrow.
Oh, but still, you should have a blanket. What about this bearskin rug?
The rug?
Oh, you wouldn't want our future son-in-law catching ill and dying on his way to see the Tsar, would you?
No, but at least let me beat it out for you first.
No time! Marya, Mama, there. My family, I must go now, but know this. Although I am leaving, I will be thinking of you in the next time we meet. Every part of my journey, including the part down the lane past Thiel with the big oak fountain rounds the wall behind the chapel bend. And sir, on that day you make public your new and exalted position. Remember well the reason you were chosen. Because your leadership and this town represent what our country is at this moment in our history. All about.
Farewell, au revoir, remember me. Remember me.
Bring back the bear. Grusha, guess what? They're going to make me Governor General of the whole province. It's a big secret, so pass it around.
You said it was to be kept under wraps.
And what is the point of having something to rub in people's faces if you don't do some rubbing? Governor General. Wife of the Governor General. Daughter of the Governor General. Father-in-law of the Tsar's Imperial Inspector, and father to the wife of whom thereof. Hooray for the mayor! Hooray for the mayor! The mayor's gone up in the world, and the rest of you are still here. Come on, let me dance.
Anton, you're crushing my ball!
Oh, crush it. Rip it, tear it off. We won't need those rags in the capital. Oh, what a bit we came from the country, but we'll say it in a way that says, yes, we do have some relatives who live in those godforsaken mud dumps, but we were enlightened and came here to the city. We'll say we miss the slow pace of small town life, but in private we'll thank God we never have to come back to this inbred hick town ever again.
Weakling, congratulations are in order.
Oh, you heard.
We were the first.
News of such momentousness spreads fast.
Could happen no better, man.
Oh, thank you.
Fat son of a bitch.
Do you have to repeat everything I say now?
Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Ghost. I prayed for this moment. Huzzahs to heaven on high.
You seem disproportionately tickled by all this.
Oh, my encounter with His Excellency the Inspector has changed me. Very soon now, I expect to be taken to rapture.
Yeah, well, get in line.
We just heard.
Tell us how we proposed.
On his knees, hands clasped, eyes bleeding, he threatened to shoot himself with his gun.
A gun?
Nothing says love like a gun.
And then he gave us the big news.
Marya's pregnant?
No! Marya's father is going to be made Governor General of the whole province.
Here, with me.
People, townsfolk, please. I know you've all come here today to congratulate us on our great good fortune. And the right and the proper thing to do is to say that it isn't me who deserves this honor. Rather, that it's all of you, the people of this town, who have made this possible.
That's so nice.
But I'm not that kind of person. I know that each and every one of you mouth-breathing bastards tried to do me in with my future son-in-law from the minute he came to town. And I want you to stew and worry and know that all the while I'm in the palace kissing a czar, I'll be playing to send you sniveling rats to Siberia until there's nothing left of you in the mud and rumble.
What? That's not fair.
That's fair. Please, Grub, you wanted me dead and sent to Siberia. Well, the shoe is on the other hand now.
Everyone, I have grave news regarding the government inspector.
What?
What's she talking about? Repeat that.
The visitor, the fellow from the city, he's no government inspector or important government person.
Why? Because he finds me attractive?
Yeah, I don't find her attractive. It doesn't mean I'm fake.
I read his letter. I was on my way to the post office not 10 minutes ago when that servant of his ran up to me and shouted, "Hey, mail lady, I was gonna send this from Saratov, but can you get it in the last bag to Petersburg?" I only read the first paragraph, but the message states, "My dear Tropichkin, you will recall that when we last traded letters, I had just been fired from my position as clerk to the assistant associate undersecretary of the second subcommittee to the Department of Bureaus. been drinking and whoring around the countryside, staying at this pigsty of an inn when a cavalry captain cleaned me out of my last kopeck. I was penniless, bereft, near the point of suicide. It makes you feel like you're right there with me.
Keep going.
Well, what happened but a miracle? A man who shall remain nameless, but whom I'll call Mayor Idiot.
Oh. He didn't say that.
Yes, he did. He wrote it right here.
He didn't write Mayor Idiot.
I read people's mail for a living. It says idiot.
Here,
Mayor Idiot, who fell over himself giving me money, bowing, scraping, groveling like an old doorman.
Oh. That's a private joke. No uniform. He say that on anyone else it would look like...
An old doorman? What she'd look like even without the uniform. But I guess he couldn't afford a Mayor the Clown costume. The whole town took turns bribing me, feeding me, making me drink a local wine derived from straining rotten eggs through a dead man's liver. It's hard to know who was the worst, but the Post
what?
The post-war period has been a difficult time in all of us.
But the postmaster wins for being the most repellent, while at the same time being the least fragrant. She opens up everyone's mail, thinks she's some sort of power broker, but she reminds me of an old gossip with no friends and a bad smell she can't tell is coming from her. As for the hoss, the rest is just beer color. No, you don't.
As for the hospital director, the only mystery about the vile, greasy, pock-marked rodent is why he drags this incomprehensible physician around with him wherever he goes. All I can assume is that the two are bound together by some horrible, secret passion.
Oh.
What? What's his platoon?
Not now!
And then we have the school principal, who is so stupid, she wouldn't know if I was making fun of her if she was reading this letter out loud.
See that? Phew, nothing you hear about me.
Page 2. How repulsive is the judge. A pompous gas bag so frightened of being found out, he baptized himself before my very eyes. One more minute and he'd have claimed he held Christ's coat at the crucifixion.
Blasphemy!
And this blasphemy from a man who bangs his gavel on every rock from farm to farm.
Farm? Which farm?
Let me have that.
And now I must go.
A narrow escape.
For I have to bang the mayor's wife to win a bet. Which shouldn't be hard, since she keeps offering up her flaccid old teats like she's a waitress on ham day. As for the daughter, she talks like she wears a chastity belt. But she acts like she knows a lot of locksmiths. So, Jeffery, do you think you could be making this something fun? Write me at my father's hovel in Saratov.
Well, frankly, I'm hurt.
Yeah, why did he bust that?
How could we be so confused?
Were we really so naive and unintelligent?
I knew he was fake from the first.
How?
His servant told me. Pillow talk.
30 years and I've never been a thief. Not a merchant, not a bureaucrat, not even an Italian. How could I have let one little boneless non-entity get past me? Am I dead? Is this hell? Yes, it must be. Hell is knowing what others thought of you when you thought they thought you well.
So is my engagement off?
And my daughter's an idiot. Stands to reason, she's the daughter of Mayor Idiot. Of course, she's also her mother's child, so she can't be all idiot. Just half idiot and half slut.
Don't say anything you'll regret.
I already regret everything I've ever said or done in my entire life. What's left? Wait, I've overlooked something. We're gonna be in the newspapers. Our names will be read in every rag in St. Petersburg.
Do you think they'll read our names out loud?
Oh, we'll be famous. People will use phrases we've made possible, like, "You're such an idiot, you're a mayor idiot kind of idiot, and stop reading that letter, you postmaster." Centuries from now, they'll still be laughing at us. Oh, how they'll laugh. Well, those who laugh the most will be laughing at themselves. Someone must pay for this.
Oh, yes, who can we blame? You can't just blame somebody.
Of course you can blame somebody. That's what people are for.
Well, who started it all in the first place?
It was those two.
The fat boy and his fat brain.
No, we heard there was an inspector
And we saw him at the inn, and we naturally assumed.
Well, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and you.
It all began with the chubby ones, waddling around, uttering out their little bubbles and squeaks.
You're nosy.
We're one, and there's two of you, and you're identical, and you're not even related.
Kill them and use their fat for return!
Gentlemen, the government inspector authorized by the imperial government requests your immediate presence in his quarters at the inn. Government inspector? He's arrived? No, sir. He has been living here incognito for 3 months.
3 months?
The government, ladies and gentlemen, sends its regards to the Tsar.